Salutare și bine v-am găsit la o nouă parte din Horizon Forbidden West. Haideți să continuăm să vedem ce reușim să facem în această parte. Hai să vedem, trebuie să deschidem această minunată ușă.
So, exploring another far zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
Ok, stai că... În episodul anterior am făcut chestia asta aici. Am fost în această parte a acestei băzuțe.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing far zenith,
Find
probably
anything that might
discovering
tell us
amazing
what the
things.
asset is?
I don't think so. This place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
Hai să ne uităm pe aici să vedem. Păi da.
How is Aaron
Dar nu-mi place zona.
taking all of this? Really?
Nu știu de ce am impresia că o să ne luptăm
Gaia,
cu
the
cineva.
zeniths, the focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Dodge and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure.
Foarte multe cutii.
He was trying to pull that.
No, ok. Am încercat totuși.
A control console to access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
Ok, trebuie să accesez acea consolă, dar stai să mă uit pe aici. Bun, nu mai e nimic, hai să accesăm consola.
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right. I should check the log.
Am înțeles, deci trebuie să avem aici. Acum nu știu.
Hear now the words that reunited a people.
237, nu? Asta să fie?
236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve.
Da. Și cred că n-am fost eu atent, că a zis și tipul parcă 237. O clonă a ei.
Aloy. It's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Spit. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Farsiness. They are ruthless, and they have Aletheia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least I don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, or this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
So she's...
She's still alive.
Băi, ești nebun?
We need to get her back to...
Încă e în viață.
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy! Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other
Nu e
one's
bună.
waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here.
Da.
I can't let it get through to Varl on the clone.
Ce v-am zis eu, că nu-mi place zona asta? Deci e vorba de o luptă.
Here it comes! Ooh, ugly one, aren't you?
Wow! Oh my god.
I should scan that thing.
Shit.
See if it has any weak spots. That thing's quick.
Wow! Cum a reușit?
Exciting.
Hai, ALOY! Oricum trebuie să o scanez, ca așa a zis ALOY. Ca să-i vedem punctele slabe. Ok, e vorba de acid, am înțeles. Oricum e destul de periculos. Vino încoa. Cred că am nevoie, o să am nevoie neapărat de niște săgeți din astea cu explozibili ceva, că cu astea simple nu mai fac treabă. Ha 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 ha.
There.
Nice.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Deci până la urmă sunt foarte eficiente aceste capcane cu acid.
I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Cred că mai vine încă unul.
Aloy!
Aaron!
And the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me pinned down.
Hang tight, I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Aaron. Aaron, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Mamă, încă unul, băi, ești
Stay
nebun.
put. I'll see what I can do.
And the second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. Shield up. I need to sneak up. It'll be a tough fight if I take that thing head on. A heavy weapon. That could help.
Unde găsesc eu o armă? A zis că o să am nevoie de o armă. Cred că aia de acolo e.
I could use it against the Spectre. How do you like me now?
Nice. E cam grea, dar...
Shield down! It's on the move!
Ok, totuși nu e bună că... N-am reușit să pun bomba.
Aloy! Ammo! You don't hurt me.
Ce mișto, mi-a dat... Ha, 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 păi te pui cu mine, mă, că ți-am găsit slăbiciunea, nebunule. Nu, 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 nu.
You okay?
Nu, în bomba aia trebuie să intri tu, nebunule. Dacă nu vrea, nu vrea, nu vezi? Oh, bă, frate, a distrus-o.
Aloy, you need this.
Mai mi-a trimis ăsta muniție. E foarte tare. Nu, asta e cea mai bună, capcana asta cu Oh, shit, nu. Deci am murit din cauza mea, ești nebun. Am pus bomba aia cu acid și aia a fost, m-a aruncat în ea. Băga mea șcior.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do. Spectre's not budging from that spot.
Mam, și nu pot să mai craftez.
Sneak up on it. If I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some kind of shield up. I need to sneak around behind it.
M-a văzut Bulangi.
Heavy weapon. I could use it against the Spectre. Shields down! It's on the move!
Să folosesc de-astea cu acidiu. Dar nu pot să mai fac. Bă, dăm de-alea cu acid.
Aloy, you okay?
Nice, 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 nice.
Take it like a man. Or a woman. Sorry, Aloy.
I need more ammo.
Mamă, ce prost stau cu muniția. Prost rău. Păi da, mă, da, dă-mi. Că știu că trebuie să folosesc acid, dar nu mai am. Da, am nevoie de muniție.
Dent some metal.
Unde l-arunci, mă?
Need help, Aloy?
Fii atent că era să mă omoare rău de tot. Nice. Wow, ce avem noi aici?
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story. But it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zenith won't be so invincible after all.
Trebuie să ne dăm seama cum funcționează arma aia. Că trebuie să le găsim slăbiciunea la aia. Să o putem folosi împotriva lor. Era vorba de arma asta. Pentru că s-a răcit.
No.
Wow.
Damn it.
Hopa.
It's better than nothing.
Ceva am găsit.
I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths.
Aha, trebuie să o ducem lui Gaia să o inspecteze puțin și poate poate să o cloneze, să facă mai
Where's our
multe.
guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room.
Okay.
Stai un pic că mai am și o skill-uri aici. Dar eu n-am asta. Asta e bună. Să mai bag și aici că, uite că sunt importante astea. Cu capcanele, chiar ai nevoie.
So the old ones painted their faces with something called makeup, like the card chip. Why? Yeah, it beats me.
It probably meant something to them, as it does to my people and the Tanakh.
I just think my face says it all as is, that's all.
That it does.
Așa se activează asta, ok, acum am văzut cum.
I'm out of ammo.
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in that chest. Take what you need.
Deci mereu îmi pune aici, e bine. Hai să stăm puțin de vorbă și cu ăștia
You
că...
okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, why wouldn't I be?
Because there's two of me now.
There's two of you now! Well, at least you seem to be handling it okay.
I wouldn't say that exactly, but I'm trying. I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both. I see Varl gave you a focus,
Well, it doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the forge, the things I've been able to see. Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom. And now I do, sort of. It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
It takes some time, but yeah. What you reading next?
I saw Gaia added something to the archives about metal rods being used to harness lightning during storms. Guy reminded me of a cousin of mine. Thought he could trap lightning if he covered himself in Stormbird plates. Went up the tallest mountain in the claim to prove it. It ended like a lot of Oseram things do. With a spark and a boom.
What are you working on with your focus?
I'm still figuring out how to read stuff on this thing. Those two lovebirds over there have been giving me a hand. But to be honest, all the little symbols, they give me a headache. But I'll get up to speed, I promise.
How are you settling in?
Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land, when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
What about the Vanguard? Aren't you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior of Meridian.
So, you've met our new Tanakh friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
Did you speak with Beta at all?
She didn't really wake up till we brought her here. And when she did, I thought it'd be better
Da,
if
se
Zoe
potrivește asta cu
Varl
Beta.
took care of her. No use crowding someone when they're in a state.
I have to get going.
Don't go causing too much trouble.
Aloy, you're back.
Yeah, I'm just, checking up on how everyone's doing.
You mean after meeting someone who looks exactly like you, but isn't you, down in the basement? Guess this must be even stranger for you than it is for us, huh?
A little.
Varl said she may be able to help us in our mission, though.
Maybe. Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did. Though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here. It is humbling, to say the least. And heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the old ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear. I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
What else have you been up to?
I've been studying Gaia's seedlings, the subfunctions. I wanted to understand why one of them would do what they did to Fa. Imagine my surprise when I looked into this Hephaestus and found out it helped create all machines, our land gods included. In a way, the Utaru owe Hephaestus our whole way of life, as well as our current troubles.
That's why we have to make Gaia whole again. Learn anything interesting lately?
There's been much to read up on now that Ether has been reunited with Gaia. It's hard to imagine that machines like Stormbirds once helped heal the skies. I used to be terrified of them as a child. Thunder still brings chills to my skin. But everything Gaia creates has a purpose, no?
Yeah. And if we can get Hephaestus back, she can get those stormbirds in line. You've spoken with Kotallo?
A few words. Tenakth don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You said you met Beta?
Varl mentioned she was hurt. I thought I'd offer her an extract to soothe the pain.
That was kind of you.
I just hope she doesn't plan on staying burrowed down there like that. She looks like she's barely seen the light of day as it is.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement, but some veterans still remain in the plains.
I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
Deci asta nu place la joc pentru că e foarte multă vorbărie. Într-adevăr, dacă vrei nu faci toată vorbăria asta, dar mi se pare că totuși trebuie să o faci, că e parte din joc, din poveste, știi, din ce trebuie să afli. Dar vorbește foarte mult și trebuie să pui prea multe întrebări. Și prea multe întrebări.
But we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh, our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter. I need to get going.
May the land bloom in your steps.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Is your focus acting up again?
That's fine. Nah, usually works if I just flick it.
I have to get the weapon fragment to Gaia first. And
Ok, hai.
check on the clone.
Deci trebuie să... Aici mergem la Gaia. Hai la Gaia prima dată.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands.
Da, a explodat.
Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us.
Deci da, a explodat, că ați văzut că a tras cod din aia în tipa aia, i-a distrus scutul și mai avea o din asta, o bombă. Și când să se retragă a explodat, pentru că așa e făcută. Să nu descopere nimeni din ce e făcută.
The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better check on the clone before I head back out there.
Yes. She retreated to the maintenance corridor directly below us. Varl is with her.
Right. Thanks, Gaia.
Error. Drone offline. Error. Drone feed disconnected. Error. Data missing.
E ceva gen să fac eu, să găsesc ceva pe hartă. Oricum jocul are foarte multe misiuni secundare.
Aloy, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up. So, Aloy, I suppose you want information.
About you and the Zeniths? Yeah. Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? But let's start at the beginning. I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
Băi, ești nebun?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived.
Hai că această parte e numai de vorbit.
What else do you know about them?
A fost acțiune la începutul episodului și după aia gata.
People on Earth, they controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned the Zeniths set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine wars. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too. So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over? When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want. Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it? They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit. So you know about the extinction signal? It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her. Yeah, well, surprise. How did you escape the Zeniths? Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run, I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity. You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eluthia. What did you do, exactly? Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me. The one the rebels killed, outside the facility. But Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield? I'm looking into it.
Vezi, nici asta nu știe cum de a trecut de scutul aia. O să aflăm noi ce au folosit.
Then I distracted Verbaina long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers. And the Gaia root kernel? I told them I could capture Luthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me. Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing? The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA. I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it? That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access. You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that? But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress. Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database. Before Ted Faro purged it. The Zeniths have a copy. So it still exists. And you got to learn from it. Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it. To have all that knowledge, just out of reach, must have been frustrating. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or... So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths? How did you know optimal strategy, so? Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus. What? You don't have Hephaestus already? Guy is still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location. Of course not. You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me.
Mi-e frică,
They're
mă,
gonna
asta.
find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing. They're not
Traumatizat
going to
asta.
find us. Guy is using Minerva to mask our location. What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything, everyone, they're gonna die. Hey,
Nu, mi-e speriat rost.
calm down.
Zice că nu o să reușim, că...
You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help? I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry. Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
So I guess we won't be making use of Silent's weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more sub-functions to get.
It's
a little loud, Aaron.
I know. It makes you want to punch something.
There is something I'd like to discuss. It's about the land gods. If you have time, that is.
E o misiune secundară asta.
You said you wanted to talk about the land gods?
I think there's a way to heal them so that they'll once again provide Plainsong with grain. Gaia gave me a set of instructions. She called it reboot code. If we deliver it to the land gods, their derangement will end.
That's great.
Maybe. There are thorns on the path. Unless the code is given by Hephaestus, the land gods will reject it. Gaia showed me a way around this. We need components called control cores from machines made by Hephaestus. Machines similar to the land gods.
You mean Grimhorns? Like the one we fought in the repair bay?
Yes. Gaia helped me locate 2 of them out west.
So, kill the machines, get the control cores, then use them to adapt the reboot code into something the land gods will obey?
If all goes well. But taking down 2 Grimhorns won't be easy.
We'll do it together.
Bless you, Aloy. I'll send you the location of the machines.
I'll let you know when I get close to those Grimhorns.
Good. If we can get their control cores, maybe we really can heal the land gods.
Ne-am ales cu încă o misiune secundară. Bă, dar unde e ăla?
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found.
Ăla e pe aici, ok.
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful warm-up.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, but I must ask.
Dacă tot e pe vorbărie partea asta, ce să vă, să terminăm naibii cu vorbăria.
Related to you.
It's hard to explain. She's more of a copy.
Good. If she's anything like you, we've just gained reinforcements.
Maybe. Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines that answer to Gaia?
Yes,
How many?
as many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I'm mistaken.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regala's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Bun, prieteni, o să ne oprim aici cu această parte și o să continuăm tot de aici și, din păcate, dar v-am zis, nu e un lucru rău, trebuie să vorbim cu ăștia pentru că înțelegem mai bine povestea și tot ce se întâmplă. O să vorbim în următoarea parte, să terminăm cu ăsta și mai avem cu Varl de vorbit și după aceea ne vedem de misiuni în continuare. Deci cam atât cu această parte, sper că v-a plăcut, eu am fost Relixes și v-am salutat. Pa, pa!